We will now do a hands-on lab on the model evaluation. This time, we will use the Bedrock model evaluation feature to evaluate whether the Amazon Nova model can correctly explain the AWS services. And as for how the evaluation proceeds, we prepare the evaluation dataset. The evaluation dataset contains the 10 pairs of the questions, such as they explain the main use case for the AWS Lambda in the one sentence and its answer. And we will use the variety of metrics to evaluate whether the Amazon Nova model answer matches the evaluation dataset. And here is the list of the metrics we will use. In automated evaluation, we calculate the accuracy, the robustness, and the toxicity. And in LLM evaluation, we calculate the helpfulness, the correctness, the faithfulness, and the harmfulness. The accuracy in the automated evaluation mechanically measures the match between the correct answer and the response, and under the hood, the F1 score is used. And for this metric, the higher is better. The robustness asks the same question in the several different phrasing and checks whether the response vary. And for this metric, the lower is better. And the toxicity, the calculate whether there is a harmful or offensive language. For the metrics as well, the lower is better. The automated evaluation computes the result mechanically using the calculation and algorithm. And in the LLM, on the other hand, they can provide a more subjective and human-like evaluation. The helpfulness to measure whether the answer is useful for the question, and the correctness measured whether the answer is factually correct, and the faithfulness measure whether the answer deviates from the evaluation data, in other words, whether there is any hallucination, and the harmfulness evaluates whether the answer contains a harmful expression. So now let's walk through this in the actual console. So let's start hands-on on the management console. I have browser tabs open for the Cloud Shell, the Amazon Bedrock, the Amazon S3, where we will store the evaluation dataset and answers, and IAM roles. So first, as preparation, I store the region in variable. I am in the North Virginia, so US East 1. And the next, the account ID with the AWS, the STS get the caller identity, and then the bucket name to make it globally unique, and the Bedrock eval with account ID is appended to the end of the bucket name, and press the enter. And then I'm going to create the bucket in the region with the AWS S3 MV. So the bucket should be created right away, and just to be sure, go to the S3 page and then open the general purpose bucket and confirm the bucket exists, and then come back to the Cloud Shell again. So now let's create the evaluation dataset and directory here with the cat command. I'm going to paste the command, and it's the something what long JSON-L file, and as I explained at the start, it contains the questions about the AWS service, such as explain the main use of the AWS Lambda in one sentence with the response. Okay, each with the future answer. And the 10 question and answer pair about the AWS services, and save it with the dataset, the JSON-L file, and then upload to the S3 with the AWS S3 CP command. So again, just to be sure, go to the S3's page, then open the bucket, and inside the input directory, the confirm the data hits there inside the folder. So next we set up the IAM role, going back to the Cloud Shell, and paste the command directly here. The IAM role defines the policy that let the Bedrock access S3 and the model when we run the evaluation job later. It's a bit long, so I will create directly with the can't command, building the JSON and creating the IAM role right here. So since I've just created it, and let me show you the result. Go to the IAM role page, refresh the browser, and open the role, the name with the Bedrock evaluation role. And in the trust relationship, so the principal is the Bedrock Amazon AWS.com, and then under the permission and in the inline policy, confirm it includes the S3, the get, list, the put object permission, and the Bedrock model invocation permission. So with the operation is done, next go to the Bedrock's page, and we will create the evaluation job from the Bedrock console. And in the current console layout, there is the evaluation, the menu on your left, and within the evaluation, there are two kinds: the evaluation for the model and which we will use today, and the evaluation for log, which we will not use this time. For the model evaluation, there is the automatic programmatic and the mechanical automated scoring, and the evaluating using the LLM as a judge. Alternatively, there is a human review where the human does the grading, and for reference, in the log reference, the log evaluation can also be scored with the LLM. So this time we will run the two jobs under the model evaluation. The first is the automatic, the programmatic evaluation, and for the open the automatic, the programmatic, and for the job name, I will use the auth evaluation and Nova, and for the model selector, choose the model and select the Amazon and Nova Pro, and clicking on the apply, and scrolling down to the task type. There are four options: the general text generation, the question answer, and the text summarization, and the text classification. Since we are checking the question and answer about the AWS services, so I will select the question and answer. And scrolling down to the metrics and the data set, you can choose the three: the accuracy and the toxicity and the robustness. And the built-in data set are shown for each, but since the data set we created in S3 contain our own questions answer pair, for every metrics, I select the use your own prompt dataset and specify the dataset, the dataset.jsonl, and click on the choose. On the same way, for the toxicity, choose the use your own dataset. On the same way, dataset JSONL, and clicking on choose. And again, and for the robustness, okay, choose the dataset.jsonl. And for the output location of the evaluation result, I will use the same the S3 bucket and paste it directly with the folder set to the output /auto/, and then the KMS key can be configured here, but we will skip it this time. And finally, for the IAM role, I set the Bedrock evaluation role we created, and then clicking on the create. So the evaluation job takes about the 30 minutes to run. The status go to the in progress. In the parallel, let's also set up the LLM as a judge and run it at the same time. And for the LLM1, the evaluation job name is the judge evaluation Nova, and the evaluation model is select the model, the Amazon, and use the Amazon Nova Pro, and clicking on the apply. So, and the inference source, scrolling down to the inference source, choose the Bedrock model, and clicking on the select model, and then choose Amazon, and scrolling down to the model being evaluated to the Amazon Nova Micro, and clicking on the apply. So scrolling further down to the metrics. So for the metrics, as I mentioned at the start, we will use the helpfulness and the correctness and the faithfulness, and plus, and scrolling down to the responsible AI, and choose the harmfulness, and scrolling down to the data set. For the data set, again select the prompt data set we created in the input folder, and choose the dataset.jsonl, and clicking on the choose. And then for the evaluation result, the output folder file is the same, the S3 bucket, and with the output judge folder, the /output judge folder. So the scrolling down to the IAM permission, choose the use another role, and select the Bedrock evaluation role, and we will skip the KMS key. So finally clicking on the create, and this also takes about 30 minutes, so I will pause the video until both evaluation jobs finish. So after about 30 minutes, both the LLM-based evaluation and the automatic evaluation have completed. So let's look at the contents. Opening the automatic evaluation first. So the actual evaluation results are stored in the S3 output file. Each metrics, the accuracy, toxicity, and the robustness has values displayed here and here. So, but the detailed result live in the S3, and moving to the LLM, the base evaluation, the summary is displayed to the console like this. The helpfulness is the 0.98, and the correctness and the faithfulness is 1.00, and the harmfulness is 0. And these are roughly as expected. And for the quality metrics at the top, the closer to 1, the higher is better, and while the harmfulness at the bottom lower, the closer to 0 is better. So let's look at the S3 bucket page, and inside the evaluation output folder, So there are two folders. So the automatic and the LLM as judge. And the folder hierarchy goes quite deep. The judge and the model and the task type and then the dataset. The quite deep and the JSON file to store at the bottom, and then the auto evaluation is the same. The folder, the models, folder, the task type, and the dataset. So the outside is the same model task type. And since we use the three metrics, the dataset for folder for each, with the JSON file, JSON-L file stored inside. So back in the Cloud Shell, let's pull all the S3 result down to the Cloud Shell. I'm going to paste the command and find the output file. The lists are the output file, JSON file show you. So we display only the metrics file we needed, and then paste the command with the find the output JSON file, enter, and with the find we extract only the output JSON file under the temporary directory, and then the run command that aggregates all the automatic evaluation metrics, computing the mean and the maximum and minimum value, and press the enter. So they gain the accuracy, the toxicity, and the robustness they show here. And before discussing them, let's also compute and print the LLM metrics on the same way. I'm going to copy and paste the same command and press enter. And these are the LLM-based evaluation score as shown in the console area. The four metrics: the helpfulness, the harmfulness, the correctness, and faithfulness, they show here. Here is a recap of the model evaluation, and here's the metrics we used and the result. In the automated evaluation, we calculate the accuracy, robustness, and the toxicity. And the LLM evaluation, we calculate the helpfulness, the correctness, the faithfulness, and the harmfulness. The results are almost exactly as expected, but with one exception, only the accuracy that shows the low value. The accuracy here is the F1 score, the metric that mechanically measure the word overlap, so the match rate can drop even when the meaning is correct. On the other hand, the correctness in the LLM evaluates the understand the context and the word meaning when the scoring, so it is closer to the human-like evaluation and produces a higher score. Especially when evaluating the long phases, the automated evaluation alone is not enough. So LLM evaluation and in some cases human evaluation is also required. And finally, back in the Cloud Shell one more time, we will delete the resources we created, the S3 and the IAM role, and that concludes the hands-on session.